is now time for the Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters out there. Welcome, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge. I hope you have had a great weekend out there. We are off to a marvelous Monday. Hopefully, just simply a fantastic weekend. You know, it was a fantastic Friday, and spring break is in the air, and spring is in the air. We all had to spring forward 1 hour, so, you know, if it feels to you like it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, that's because potentially it is, folks, but it's 9. We're ready to kick off the week here, take a look at the markets, get our mind all straight, if you will, and, you know, just simply a fantastic lineup. It is Marvelous Monday, and, you know, today, now, Tom is on vacation all this week, so I'm here with you for the next 2 hours from 9 to 11. I will go solo on the Money Masters show. And then we've got Basil Chapman. He's in the on-deck circle. We're going out, I believe, to Asia today for Larry Pesavento. That is from 12 to 1. And David White's the warm-up band from 3 to 4. And then various contributors will be filling in for Tom from 4 to 6 each day, Monday through Friday this week. I don't recall if I'm doing 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, but we'll find out soon enough, folks. And right now, futures relatively flat. We've been saying that as we've been kicking off our show here. It seems like for the last several trading sessions, if you will. You got the Dow futures are pretty much down just slightly. ES Mini, you know, if you take a look at where did the ES Mini close on Friday, Friday the 9th, let's see here, looks like we closed out at about 1366.50. You're trading at 1365.75 right now, so I would say relatively flat and unchanged, if you will. 877-927-6648. Now, I ran across a good book over the weekend. Now, of course, I am a sucker for titles, if you will. Now, this book here, it's called It's Not How Good You Are, It's How Good You Want to Be. It's an easy read. It says it's by the world's best-selling book by Paul Arden. Now, I don't know if it's really the world's best-selling book or not, but I happened to stumble upon it. It is kind of interesting when you take a look at the tag on the back, because you could buy it for $9.95. You could buy it for 7.95 euros, if you will. Canadian dollars, they're still charging more, $11.95, or Aussie dollars, $12.95. I only had the U.S. dollar, King dollar with me. We're going to take a look at that. King dollar is trading down right now, about 7 ticks out at 80.05. So the second page in here, you know what I love about this? I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. It says, you can achieve the unachievable. That sounds like a Steve-ism, doesn't it? In fact, you know, when I was doing when Tom and I were doing the Go Long America tour, I really believe, and we've talked about it here during the show, about being able to make the impossible possible. That's get rid of the constraint, and the only constraint between you and what it is you want to do really is yourself. Everything else are resources, and all you need to do is be resourceful. So when you take a look at, you can achieve the unachievable. It says, firstly, and I talk about this, you know, there's an exercise that we did during the Go Long America that helps you to understand your potential. You know, the 4 key words is really understanding your potential, folks. That's where it really all starts. And if you want to be able to make if you want to be able to achieve the unachievable, that's where it starts. So it says, firstly, you need to aim beyond what you are capable of. And the reason is, folks, is because if you do a good job, the type of rewards that you get are what? What type of rewards in this world do you get when you do a good job? No, you do not get good rewards. You get poor rewards. It's always the reward level system, folks, is always at least one step below where it is that you're performing. If you have average results, do you think if you take average action at something that you want to do you think you get average results? You don't. You get below average results. You know, and I showed folks just a very simple exercise. So for those folks that are listening in, you know, make sure the way that you visualize and you start your day is you go through that same process here. There's not enough space right now. Actually, in the studio, I don't think there's enough space for me to take you through that exercise. But if you wanted to get the gist of it, it is always to aim beyond what it is that you're capable of. And what you want to be able to do is you want to visualize where it is you think you're capable of, and then go an extra 25 or 35%. Now, no matter what it is that you're doing, whether it's trading the markets, whether it's running your job, whether it's your family, your relationships, your health, your wealth, whatever it is. Now, it says you must develop a complete disregard for where your abilities end. Now, that's really key because, folks, if you think about it, if all you're going to do is you're going to just simply achieve to your current abilities, that is not aiming far enough. You have the ability to go much, much further. That's what growth is all about, because if you're not growing, what are you doing? Yeah, you're dying. And it is all about growth. It says try to do things that you are incapable of. Why? Because what you need to do, just like if you're working out, you know, and you're lifting some weights or what have you, and you've been working on the 15-pound curls, you know, step it up and move up to that 20-pound curl, folks. You know, put some extra weight into it. If you think you're incapable of running a company, folks, then make that your aim. If you think you're unable to make the cover of Time magazine, if that's what you want to do, then make it your business to be there. Make your vision of where you want to be a reality. Nothing, folks, nothing is impossible. And I love how they ended that with that word impossible, because I absolutely believe nothing is impossible. That's why you're here with us. And when it comes to the business that we're in, you know, and we're going to talk about this, you know, quite a bit over the next week or so, and maybe just simply it's you know, questions control our focus. And what's interesting is I was listening last week. I had a call from Mike in Lakeland. It was a great call. And what I like to be able to do, especially when we have callers call in, is go back and just really be able to critique myself, because, you see, my whole question in life is, how can I make it better? You know, from the moment that I wake to the moment that I go to sleep, it's always about how is it that I can make it better. Always, you know, I made a slight improvement, I think, even in this week's newsletter, and it's always about how is it that I can make it better. That is my control. And so, you know, when I took a look at the call that Mike had when he called in, you know, I could see that his focus on his question, and I really didn't pick it up at the time, versus my focus on what drives me, you know, the two of them were just a little bit apart from each other. But it was a great way for me to be able to go back, critique myself, and always try to determine how is it that I can make it better. That's what I want you to be able to do in your life. I want you to make sure that you are asking yourself a good quality question, because if you ask a lousy question, what kind of answer do you think you're going to get? No, you're going to get less than lousy, folks. That's just simply the way that the world works. So make sure that you're asking yourself a good quality question. And if the question, your primary question, isn't a good quality one, sit there and figure out how do you turn that into a great quality question. And I will ask you this, and we'll come back to it either during this show or during the Money Masters show. But what business do you really believe that you're in? What business do you believe that you're in right now when you're taking a look at whether it's trading, investing, or money? Because that, folks, is absolutely a key. It's such a key to understanding how to truly amass wealth. And I hope that that is why you're here, whether it's the wealth of just simply the soul, or it is, folks, the wealth of your finances. So let's start taking a spin around the world. Let's see what it is that we've got going on. Now, you can watch us on TigerTV. Hopefully you're doing that because you're able to take a look at my charts right now. The chart that you're looking at in front of you is the ES Mini. This is a 30-minute chart. And one of the things that you're going to understand is that there are patterns. You have a pattern and you have rituals that you start your day with. These markets have patterns. They trade to certain patterns. It'll help you to understand. It is the triptych to success, folks. And that triptych means you want to understand from a Fibonacci retracement and expansion area. You want to make sure that you understand just a few numbers: 0.382, 0.618, 1.272, and 1.618. If you could just simply remember those numbers, you will see how the world expands and contracts, how you have growth going on. And folks, if you take a look at the ES Mini, if we just simply go from the swing point high, and folks, when we talk about a swing point, we're just simply talking about a change in direction. And yes, if you're looking at this screen here, you'll see a number of changes of directions. You'll see what we'll call some intermediate swing points, but you'll also see the larger ones. So it's good that you're seeing the small ones. It's also great that you're seeing the large ones. The large ones here are where you have a significant change in trend. In that case here, on the futures contract, this is a continuous contract. You'd be going back into the March 1st time frame. You'd be in around the 7:30 in the evening area. You'd be around 1377 as your price point. And where you saw the next major change in trend happened on March the 6th. That was last week. I believe it was last week on Tuesday, if I have my days correct here. And there you had the market move all the way down into the 1338 area, 1338.50 on the ES Mini. If you just simply go from the top to the bottom, what you'll see on my screen, you'll see, in essence, four lines. You'll see the zero, the starting point, if you will. You'll see 100%, actually, where we started from, where we drew it down to. This first line that we have here, that is a 38% retracement from the top to the bottom. And what the second line is, that is a 0.618 retracement. Look at how the market responded, how in its first move up, it got to the 0.382 before it retraced backwards. Then what does it do? It makes its way up to the 0.618 area. That 0.618 area being right about the 1362 level. What's it do? It moves sideways, and then on Friday, what do you do during the day? You know, around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, it moves up to floor 0.786. That's where you're at. You know, well, you're below that right now. In fact, that 0.786, I think it looks like it's about 1368.76. Let's see, what did it actually get up to? Got up to 1368.75. Is that possible, folks? Is that actually possible? Unbelievable. That, folks, is why you want to be able to understand and you want to be able to use in your toolbox Fibonacci retracement and expansion. You're trading below that. Are you building cause to go higher? Well, folks, if you are, not only will you go to 1377, in my opinion, when you break a 0.786 Gartley, and that's what you're looking at out here, you'll go up to that next level. That next level, 1.272 expansion. And if you take a look at that, that is going to be in that 1387 area. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. As we take a tour around the world, you've got the DAX trading up 10 points right now, up at 68.90. The FTSE off 5 points. Over in the Nikkei, they were down 40 points last night. We'll go take a look at that. The Shanghai off 5 points. You had the Hang Seng up 48. Gold trading down right now at 17.02. That's off $9. You've got silver out at 33.87. That's off 33 cents. Light sweet crude trading down 106.10. That's off $1.30. You've got King Dollar off 9 pennies right now. And, hey, it is March Madness, folks. Absolutely March Madness. And hopefully you saw some of the great basketball that was out there. I have to say congratulations to Florida State. They won the ACC. They beat some fantastic teams over the weekend. In order to do that, that was their first ACC conference title ever. Hopefully they can be in the right frame of mind during the, I think they are seeded number 3 in the top 25. I think that was in the AP poll. So that was very, very cool. I know I've got a daughter that is celebrating that one, an absolutely gold Knowles. So I am sure they're going to have just a great time in Tallahassee. Doesn't sound like a lot of studying is going to get accomplished here over the next couple of days. And also, you had the University of Michigan team go on and win yesterday over Ohio State. I think that was like a 2-point game as well. So it was a good day for Michigan and for Florida. And interestingly enough, on the front page of the sports section of USA Today, they talk about the most NHL games played with a franchise. And they've listed here 2, 4, 5 players. 4 of them are wings, and 1 is a Bruin. They've got Gordie Howe. He leads that with 1,687 games, and following right behind him is Nicholas Lidstrom. Nick has 1,556. I think Nick is moving towards retirement, so it looks like Gordie Howe's record may be in place. Alex Delvecchio next with 1,549, and then the Bruin, Ray Bourque, and I believe he retired right after he won the Cup. He had 1,518 games that he played with the Bruins. And then lastly, they've got Steve Yzerman, who's here at Tampa Bay as I believe he's the general manager over at the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it's nice to see all, it is. And folks, this is the franchise. You're at the TFNN franchise, and we really do appreciate you being here. Now, what I do have up on the screen here right now is I've got the NASDAQ futures. And what you're taking a look at here is you're taking a look at this powerful trend line. And that powerful trend line that we're looking at is going back to December 19th. And you can see how the NASDAQ futures had just simply danced along it, cut through it here on Monday, March the 5th. That was a week ago. And then on Tuesday, you had quite a thrust downward. And all you're doing right now, all that the NASDAQ futures are doing right now, is they are just simply trying to edge their way back to that trend line. You're trading out at 2641.50 right now. If we go take a look at the other futures contracts out there, let's go take a look at the Dow, see what we're doing here in the Dow right now. Now in the Dow, this line that's going across the top here, that is the May 2nd, 2011 high. That high out there, 12,873. Futures are trading out at 12,854 right now. And you can also see that the pattern that you completed up here, number one, you made just a little bit more than a move. You cleared that swing point from May. Right now you're trading underneath it. You also, off of the October 27th area, you made a 1.618 butterfly expansion, and that is still in play, if you will. And on these folks here, what you would typically do, so let's say the market decides just simply to take a little bit of profit off the table, what you would be looking at is you would be looking at a retracement to at least that 0.382 area. That would get you down to that 12,320 area. Well, 12,320, you'd really be close to that October 27th area. The high there, 12,228. And that would be nothing more than a breathing pattern. In fact, while you just simply don't have enough energy, and when I say energy, enough volume to catapult yourself beyond this area here. What you'd like to see from a bullish standpoint, you'd love to be able to see the market pull back, rejuvenate, if you will, just hit that 0.382 area. And why that 0.382 area, folks? Because when you only do a 0.382 retracement, what you're doing as you're just simply coming down is you are building up some energy for your next A to B equals CD leg. That is in the Dow futures. If we go take a look at the Russell 2000 out here. The Russell 2000 has been the laggard, if you will. Now, you had some pretty decent juice inside it on Friday. Let me see here if I can find my tool. Where we go. Let's go take a look at the Gartley pattern off of the May area. Give me a second here to try to pull that back. Just got to, come on. I think I need batteries in this keyboard here. So we're going to take a look at a Gartley pattern. We're going to draw this from the May 2nd high all the way down to the low in October. And what you will see is you've got a Gartley sell. Gartley sell with 1.618 expansion. And all you're doing right now is just simply a retracement from the highs of last week or a couple weeks ago all the way down to the lows. We'll be right back, folks, to see how the market's going to pop.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're off to the races, although no one is out of the gate here, folks. You've got the Dow is flat 0. That was flat right on the button. How about that? You talk about not getting out of the gate here. S&P's down a point, composite off a point. That's with Apple being, well, wait a minute. Wait, I'm looking at the, yeah, that's right. That's with Apple being up $3.85. You've got the Russell down, I'd say that's basically flat, 0.21, if you will. Apple, as I said, trade up $4 right now, up about 0.7%. Cisco off 5 pennies. Google's up 6 pennies. Intel off 13 cents. Let's see, on the charge on the way up 175%. Let's see, what is this? TUDO, Chinese online video company, Tudo and Yoku to combine. Okay, so got a combination going up there. That's not too bad, though. If you did own that, you're up 175% this morning. Let's go take a look at the currencies. So let's take a look at what's going on in the currency world. And what I've got, folks, is we've got Queen Dollar, and I've got the Queen Dollar, which is really the Queen Euro, if you will. My apologies. We've got Queen Euro up on the screen here, and we're talking about Fibonacci numbers and the importance of understanding Fibonacci expansion and contraction between swing points. So if you take a look at the 30-minute chart here, you know, and what I do talk about is I talk about the 0.382, and so you'll see this is the number that is right here. I wish I could make this larger for you, but right here is a 0.382 retracement. Now, that's coming off of the swing point that was generated at 6 in the morning on March the 9th. That's all the way from the high up there, which is 1.32309, all the way down to the low that was generated at 2 in the morning this morning, if you will. The low down there, 1.30777. So if you were to take that distance, if you will, what you would see is the 0.382 area came in right about, this is not going to be right to the penny, there's a little bit of rounding, if you will, but it came into the high that was made at 6 o'clock this morning. That high out there, 1.31344. Now what you also have is you have an expansion of swing points. You've got this 1.272 expansion off of this swing point here that was made at 10 o'clock on March the 11th. That is, when is that? Was that yesterday? That was last night? Sure enough, it was. So last night at 10 p.m., 8 p.m., my apologies. At 8 p.m. last night, you made a high in Queen Euro up at 1.31235. So if you went from that all the way down to the low that was made at 2 o'clock this morning, what you would see is you would have a 1.272 expansion. Now, when you have the sacred geometry coming together at the same point, you know what that's typically going to do is identify an area of either support or resistance. In this case, with the euro moving down, that identified an area of resistance. Now, what you also had was you had another swing point out here. This swing point at the 11:30 p.m. last night, that swing point high, folks, being 1.31013. That all the way down to the low that was made at 2 in the morning, you'll see that that is 2.414. That is also a Fibonacci summation number. So just simply to be aware of it, you've got 3 Fibonacci numbers that are coming together at the same time. And then what does the euro do? The euro just simply retraces back because it runs into resistance. And what does it do? It retraces back to the 0.618 area, coming off of that low at 2 o'clock this morning to the high that was put in, if you will, at 6 o'clock this morning. And it did that just really before we were coming on the air. That was the low was made out there during the 8:30 to 9 a.m. session. Right now, you're trading out at 131.2. If we just simply go ahead and take a look at what type of retracement is it doing from the high from 6 o'clock this morning down to that low, what you'll see is 0.786 is where it got up to. It got up to that in the 9:30 session. We got up to 1.31270. The actual 786 number is 1.32773. My goodness, how does that stuff work, folks? And you want to know about it. You want to see how it works. So that is with the euro. That is on a 30-minute chart. If we go explode this up and take a look at the daily chart on Queen Euro, we see what Queen Euro is doing. Number one, you can see that there has been this downtrend that it is still in. This is going back into the time frame of August 29th, 2011. And right now, when you take a look at the euro, what you're going to be looking at is, first of all, let's go from the swing point that was down here on February 16th. The low that was out there on the euro, 1.29733. So if we take our Fibonacci retracement tool, we go from the low up to the high that was put in on February 29th. What you'll see is that what the euro did this morning is, look at this, it came right back to that 0.786 area. So it comes back to that 0.786 area. It's an area where you would expect to see some support, at least some short-term support, if you will, and the euro is trying to bounce a little bit. We took a look at that 30-minute chart, if you will, and so we saw what's going on there with regard to its retracement area. What you're going to want to, what it looks like the euro is really doing, it looks like the euro is making an A to B equals CD down. And where you would start here, folks, you would start from the February 29th area. You could go all the way down to the low, in my opinion, that was made on March the 7th, up to the high that was made on the following session. And what you'll see is a 1-to-1 is going to take you right in this level right here, 1.29. Looks like 1.29 and just a little bit of change. Now, what you'd also want to do to try to understand where you have ABCs completing with retracement levels is you would go all the way down to the low here on the daily chart, the January 16th level. So we'll start there. The low that was put in, well, it looks like maybe it was January 13th, the low of 1.26229, all the way up to that high that we were looking at on February 29th. And what you will see here is you'll see that the 0.786 of that entire move would take you right down here into about around 1.28 and a little bit of change there. Well, what else do you have? That's the 0.786 area. What else do you have there? What you have there is a 1 to 1.272, A to B equals C to D. And right now, as the euro is making its way down, you can see it's still, this was a powerful move off of the top here on February 29th. So this A to B leg, if you take a look at that angle, pretty powerful move. Well, look at the C to D. Right now you are trading just alongside there, so it's saying that you've got just as much power, and that's why it looks like the euro, what it wants to do, first it'll come back to this 0.618 area. That would be normal. Why? Because what you would be doing, folks, is you would be making a move off of this swing point here from February 16th. Important to understand where the euro is going, because that's going to have an impact on King Dollar. If we take a look at King Dollar right now, you'll see King Dollar on Friday's session had just a huge upthrust. It closed out at 80.08. You're trading out right now at 79.98. And at 80.08, folks, what it did was it got over the swing point from March the 7th. The high of that swing point, 79.98. Again, you're trading out at 79.98 right now. And you can take a look at the ABC pattern that King Dollar has. Let's go ahead and remove just a little bit of the crud that is on here just to clear this up so you can see this. So if we take a look at this ABC, just as we were looking at the ABC on the euro, looks like King Dollar is going to do an ABC that would take you to 80.96. Maybe it's 81.45. That would be the 1 to 1.272. Why would you say a 1 to 1.272 when you're taking a look at this? Well, folks, what you want to do is you want to take a look at the retracement, the B to C leg, off of this A to B. So what we're doing here, folks, we're going from the lows from February 29th. On King Dollar, you're looking at 78.12, all the way up to the high that was put in on March the 7th. And what you'll see here is you'll see that all that King Dollar did was a 0.382 retracement. Yes, maybe just a little bit lower, but not that much lower. So when you only do a 0.382 retracement, you've got that rubber band wound up pretty good, and that says you're going to do more than a 1 to 1 A to B equals C to D, normally a 1 to 1.272. Then what you do, folks, is you go take a look at the retracement area. Well, the retracement area on King Dollar, you'd go to where it made this high on January 13th, all the way down to the low on February 29th. And what you'll see, just like when we were taking a look at the euro, if you will, you'll see in that 0.786 area, you're at 81.21. A 1 to 1.272 would be at 81.47. So this is the range that it looks like King Dollar wants to be able to get into. Right now, you've got the Dow up 39 points. You've got the S&Ps up 2, Composite up 5. Let's go take a look at what's moving and what is grooving. On the upside, let's go take a look at Zoll Medical, Z-O-L-L. Let's see, what do they have? Because they're up 23%. What do they do here? They're going to be acquired, so we're not going to go take a look at that. They're going to be acquired by, looks like Asahi, the beer company. No, Asahi, maybe they are, I don't know, for $2.2 billion. So if you're holding on to Toll, you're in good shape there, up 23%. Looks like Pacific Cap, let's see, is that being taken over? Has broken out to a new high? No, okay, so PCBC, that is trading up 50% right now. Let me make sure this thing's not being taken over. Yep, it is. Union Cal to buy Pacific Capital for $46 a share. Lots of businesses putting their cash to work on their balance sheet this morning. So the top three there, let's go take a look at Yoku. Yoku was part of that Tudo, wasn't it? Yoku misses estimates. Yep, that's part of the Todo. So it's down to Apple. Apple being the only one that's not dealing with a buyout issue. And you got Apple trading up 577 out at 550. So let's go take a look at the Apple chart, see what we've got out here. AAPL, the ticker symbol on that. And Apple is over its all-time highs this morning. The high out there that was made that we were taking a look at, the benchmark, if you will, was 548.21. That was on March 1st. What did it do on Friday? It got up to a high of 547.74. And so right now you're up over that. You're at the 551.22 area. You have, in the case of Apple, it's just simply going to the moon, folks. I have no idea where Apple is going to stop. I would say that if it closes over the high from March 1st, that being the 548, about the only tool that I would use here would be an expansion of swing points. I would be going from that high down to the low that was made last Tuesday on March the 6th. And I would look for a 1.272 expansion of that swing point. That would be in the 556.91. Well, it could do that, in just a deep breath, if you will. Let's go take a look at Sohu, with the Sohu part of anything. Sohu, S-O-H-U, Communications. Let's go take a look at that. That is trading up this morning. S-O-H-U is the ticker symbol there. And we take a look at Sohu. Now, Sohu, even though it's up right now, you can take a look at this thing is just simply coming into a supply line from its downdraft, coming into February 6th. Now, that thing, February 6th, we know that the market moved down. No, that's February 6th, not March 6th. February 6th, Sohu moves down with 7.4 million shares. You're trading up into that swing point today. Let's see if that gets to the top of that gap. Top of that gap, $55.20. Let's see the exact number, $55.25. Right now, what you are doing is you are trading out at $53.03, $53, if you will, and you've got 465,000 shares. That is in the first, looks like 16 minutes of trading out there. Let's take a look at the shorter-term time frame on this. We'll just back this off to a 5-minute time frame, and you can see you do have some volume in this morning. We just simply pull this back. See if I can come all the way back. Probably on the 5-minute chart I can't. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. Take a look at the volume on the upside versus on the downdraft area where you're trading. You can see here on that downdraft what you did was 2.5 million shares. This was on the 30-minute chart. And what you're doing right now in the first 17 minutes, you've done 475,000 shares or so. So 475 going into 2.5 million shares should not be enough juice to do anything more than get up to the top of the gap out there. That was with Sohu. Let's go take a look at up a couple percent here. Looks like REGN, Region, what is that here? Let's take a look, see what the actual name is. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. So that's that didn't help there. Let's see. REGN is the ticker symbol. Let's go take a look and see what that is doing. REGN, that is up about $2.73 right now. That is going after its swing point high. Now this here, take a look at this stock, folks. This is one. You take a look at where this thing had its last real volume. If you're just simply going back, the last real volume that came in on this was December the 16th. 13 million shares. You're at $53, trading out at 110 right now. It would have some volume up at the highs here going back to April 2011, out at $58 area. And when it did make a high, you did make a high with some volume. You did it with 4 million shares. Now, it pulled back, and it pulled back with only 2 million shares. But what was it pulling back into? Absolutely nothing that I can see here that would have given you a clue. Right now, what it's doing, it's trading inside that swing point from February 13th. That had 4 million shares. So far today, in the first 20 minutes of trading, you've done only 130,000 shares. And that is on REGN. That is a ticker symbol there. LinkedIn trading up a couple percent this morning out at, looks like up at about the 92 LNKD. So let's go take a look at that stock, LNKD. LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, this stock here, folks, came out on the 19th of May. Is that when? And the 19th of May came out in the $80 to $122 range, if you will. Trading out right now at $92, fairly thinly. As far as volume is concerned, not too bad. 3.7 million shares is what you did on Friday, but not a lot of liquidity, not a lot of shares that are actually out there trading. And what LinkedIn is doing, just simply going after its swing point, its most recent swing point high, the February 21st area. 877-927-6648. You've got the Dow up 22, S&P's basically flat, up 0.29. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective and maximize your returns. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more, and that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion, and for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best-kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com and sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow up 27 points right now. S&P still flat. Out up maybe 0.20. You've got the composite up 2 points. Russell just as flat. Apple trading up $4.80. And, if you heard the commercial there, folks, I am doing 3 Master Trader courses. I'm coming out to Denver March 23rd and 24th. That is going to be not this Friday, but the following Friday. We're doing this on a Friday and Saturday session. Then I'll be back in Tampa April 13th and 14th. That's a couple weeks later. And then Boston April 27th and 28th. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com. Check that out. That's in the carousel and maybe under breaking news as well. And you know what it's all about, folks? It's all about proximity. And, no matter when you take a look at what it is that you want to be able to accomplish in life, whatever your goals are, whatever your mission is, it's always so important to be able to put yourself in proximity. Proximity is immerse yourself into that, into that area. If you wanted to, when you take a look at technical trading, how I ended up being here, if you will, was because of just like you, hearing Tom on the air, if you will, just like Carlos, when Carlos, who just simply from Mexico, just heard Tom, didn't understand English, but, has been utilizing TFNN, if you will, to understand about technical trading. And, of course, he probably shouldn't be learning English from Tom or I, if you will. But the reality is, folks, is that what Carlos has done is he's immersed himself inside TFNN. I did the same thing. It's all about being able to turn your mirrors into windows. And what I mean by that, folks, is when you take a look at being able to turn the impossible and make that possible, the only constraint is yourself. And that is like looking in a mirror. When you can turn that mirror into a window where you just simply jump right through it. And my first entree into technical trading, folks, was totally jumping through that window because you need to take massive action. It was going to a Master Trader course. So it doesn't matter what level you're at. And I totally can understand. So it doesn't matter what level of folks that we have that are going to be inside that trading session. You want to be able to take some massive action, and you want to make sure that you're in the proximity. And folks, my teachers, what I'm going to be teaching you, it's going to be the best of Tom, the best of Larry Pesavento, and the best of Tony Robbins, because it's all about being able to get your mind right. It's all about being able to understand these technical tools, and it's all about understanding what business you're in. And when you can do that, when you can make that change, it is absolutely unbelievable what it is that you'll be able to do. And so that's what we'll be doing for 2 solid days in Denver, Tampa, and Boston. Let's go take a look at the ETFs that are out there right now in our last few minutes that we're on the air, and then I'll be coming back to you live with the Money Masters. And so if we take a look at the small caps, let's go take a look at the IWM. This is the 5-minute chart. See if there's anything out here of any real significance, and there really isn't. With this bar that you've got right here where you see this volume, this is the 4 p.m. close. This is the last 5 minutes in that trading session, if you will. Right now, all that the IWM is doing is trading sideways, no real conviction, if you will. And, of course, you could have expected that with the Russell 2000 being absolutely flat right now. So that is flatlined, if you will. If we go take a look at the SPYs, see what's going on inside the SPYs also basically flatline, 0.03 down, if you will, from Friday's session. And you take a look at Friday. Friday, you've got this other high volume bar coming right into the last 5 minutes of the close. You see that the SPYs closed out at 137.56. You trade out 137.51, but no volume. If you just simply take a look at what's going on down here off on the right-hand side, no signals of anything as of yet. And what's that all about, folks? You know what it's all about. It's all about King Dollar and Queen Euro. Thanks so much for joining me. Stay tuned. I'll be back for the next hour. Then Basil Chapman from 11 to 12, Larry Pesavento 12 to 1, David White 3 to 4. I'll be back from 4 to 5, and Ken Shreve from 5 to 6 today. Thanks, folks. Have a great morning.